For those who don't know me, I'm actually a very big fan of The Simpsons. So much so that in the late 90s, my first memories of me watching the show, I was actually kind of scared of the show because there was this episode where Flanders was carrying an axe, and I believe Lisa and Bart thought he was a murderer. But anyway, they're in Flanders' attic and they start screaming, and I think that Flanders is like gonna hurt them anyway. And I remember being scared of a camera in a portrait studio because I thought, like, in an episode of The Simpsons, those lights would blow up on me. But anywho, those are just some funny stories. Now we're gonna talk about what I think about The Simpsons. So I was so much of a fan that I would watch the episodes on Fox. I wanted to watch every single one, and that's on my bucket list because I don't think I've seen every single one. And I know this because like I only saw two episodes in that very first season. The one when Homer got fired and the one where Krusty actually no wait, there's a few more, like where Sideshow Bob framed Krusty, and I know there's one other one I'm missing, but that being said, they would just constantly air the higher rated episodes on Fox, and I wanted to watch all of them. But it was funny because I would watch them all religiously, like from the late 90s and the 2000s and the early 2010s. And the Treehouse of Horrors were like, they were phenomenal. And what I loved about The Simpsons was it was like a little comic strip and a TV show. More so for like, I guess, teenagers. And it was like funny violence. Everyone likes to see Homer get hurt. It's kind of funny. But now I'm gonna talk about like it was after when the movie came out. I saw it in theaters actually, but when that movie after the movie came out, like that's when the giant shift of the show changed. And I think when the second one comes out, there's gonna be another giant big shift. Like the shift was so different. Like they switched to HDTV in the following year, I believe so. It was halfway through one of the seasons, and after they did that, like I felt the show took a giant change. Like they hired more comedians and all that, or they were running out of ideas. I felt when I watched the show, and it just didn't feel like the Simpsons I grew up knowing, and I kind of what is what drew me away. But they're a staple for TV, and this is the thing, and so I've heard they're getting rid of the couch gags, which I think is not okay. Like they need the couch gags. That was a very unique staple of The Simpsons. But when the show ends, I think it should be when all the cable companies, like when they all fold, because we're losing a bunch of those channels. Like MTV is out, but like say like when Fox ends, I feel what they need to do is how do you say it? They should just end The Simpsons when TV is just no longer a thing because I feel The Simpsons and TV was like PB and J, if you know what I mean. Because you couldn't like watch TV without watching The Simpsons growing up. I mean, I guess you could, but it's basically TV's favorite show. And when we get rid of cable and all of that, and it all switches to streaming services, what they need to do is just end it right there. Because they said, I believe Matt Groening said that The Simpsons is going to end when they're just going to end it at a random time. There's not going to be a finale or anything, which I think is kind of a good thing. But when they end it, I think it should just be when TV folds. And I think the final couch gag should be them looking at their tablets and not the TV. And then they don't realize the TV's on, and the TV basically is like wondering what's going on. That's how I basically think The Simpsons should end. Not with a finale, and they shouldn't just move them to streaming services. I mean, they should have it on there, but like no more new episodes. Maybe movies, I guess, but I think like The Simpsons should just be finished when TV is over. It's like it's funny because like newspapers are like a physical newspaper is not really a thing anymore, and we see people with tablets now just reading the paper. Tablets are basically used for everything. So yeah, like I find The Simpsons would always like how they would have that couch gag and how they would all sit there and watch the TV together. That's basically like families don't really do that anymore. I mean, I guess they do on movie night, but you rent a movie. You could watch movies on TV, but I think all that's coming to an end. So I think The Simpsons and TV should end together.